chef checks. It's me, Maya Chef Check, and welcome to another fun doll hat video. Let me explain. Crayola had a yellow crayon called Dandelion. Lots of people loved it, but in 2017, Crayola has retired it. But although that crayon was retired from the crayon pack, the standard one, I think, people were campaigning online to bring it back, and some people were even selling the ones they had lying around on eBay. I thought the prices were going to be more inflated than this, but it was only 10 points for one dandelion crayon that we're going to be using in the doll hat. Someone on YouTube called La Kenzo, she collects Dandelion Crayola Dandelion Crayon, all kinds of memorabilia to do with it, if you have seen it on YouTube. And I decided to dress up in this yellow top, that similar color to it somehow, because whenever I saw it online, I was thinking that's like, I've heard people say it's more gold yellow than the standard yellow. But why did they replace the dandelion one with a blue? There's not that many yellows. But there is a lot of blue ones, which I and other people don't understand why. And a lot of people wanted dandelion back. I don't know if Crayola listened or not, but they did bring discontinued packs back sometimes in some YouTube videos. But surprisingly, for 10 points, I got the dandelion crayon that I'm still waiting for. So while I wait for it, I have finished assorting Grenache's glow-in-the-dark orange paint, which I'm also mixing with a lot of the yellow one to get the special dandelion color as accurate to the crayon as possible. Because it's kind of see-through, I'm hoping it's as accurate as the crayon, because I was just mixing by eyeballing from what I saw about it online. So you'll get to see me insert it into the hat whenever I get it, because I'm not that into crayons, to be honest with you. But I wanted to make a fun video. with it anyways, especially the Dandelion Crayola Crayon fans. I want to entertain them, so that's why I'm making this video. For that reason. And I'll see you whenever I get the crayon to insert it into. And look at the red flakes, because don't need to use up and avoid wasting my flakes, but I think it's accurate because I'm eyeballing the color of the crayon as accurately as I can, because I don't have it yet, but I will very soon. That's why I ordered it. And the green, red, and yellow and silver sequins will be just added in for fun. But I did that before I painted the inside and put flakes over it. Okay, that needs to dry. And the hat will be removable soon. And I will have to first of all make a dent in this to insert that crayon. But I'll do that when it arrives, okay? So that's what I'll be doing. See when it arrives. Look what arrived. Ta-da! And just in case, yes, this is the dandelion one that I paid 10 points for, just this one. Kind of an inflation to a pack of 24, but that's fine because that's discontinued and they're going to inflate prices like this anyways, so please enjoy. I had to open it before showing you because it had addresses that I'm not allowed to show you, so I'm not going to show you addresses. But out of the package that it came with, it was cardboard. I cut out the brim of the hat. I had to use cardboard because I still wanted to play with the crayon on the piece of cardboard. And wow, what a smooth drawing crayon it is. And I'm just trying to draw like a child would draw it, like some sun and flowers on the brim of the hat, some leaves. That's the only Crayola crayon I have, so I wanted to at least have some use of it. But yet, I have to make sure the tip looks nice whenever it will be sticking out of the hat. Is it accurate to the dandelion color? I think it is. What else could we draw? What about a butterfly? Nah, I think that would look better if I used a ball pen, a black ball pen, to fix how the butterfly looks. See? That looks way better. If I do it on these childlike scribbles, because it makes it look less like scribbles and more like something it's supposed to be. But I'm not going to use it on the flowers nor the sun on this thing, but I have a different approach to it. Decorate the flowers with beads so it looks less scribble-like, though it is meant to be a little bit scribble-like, but not too scribble-like. So I'm just gluing the beads onto these flowers for that reason. There we go. Nice and accurate to what I wanted to do. Now we're going to have to pretty this up because I want it to look nice and sharp on the hat. So just sharpening it with my scissors. Whenever I didn't have the sharpener in Poland, my parents just sharpened all the coloring pencils and pencils with their knives. But I did it to a crayon with scissors. Okay. Now we're going to make a dent in this. This is the part you've probably all been waiting for. I'll have to use a marker to make sure I make the right dent in it for it. I hope I can do it, cause this is getting intense. Come on. Maybe not that area. What am I getting myself into this? Why did I put myself into that? Maybe, oh well, let's just break this hat and think this is okay, and come on, you can make it. Use 2 pairs of scissors for that, and already cracked it, but I have to crack that even more. Come on, I need this stand for the Crayola crayon. And don't try this unless you know what you're doing. Especially to the younger ones watching this. And parents should be careful with doing this too. Oh, I broke it in half. Whenever I did the heart-shaped hat, I did have to break it in half. I wasn't expecting to also break this one in half. But oh well. whatever I needed to be done. So now grabbing the scissors to actually make that dent for the crayon. So that's parents should supervise the younger children for doing things like this, cause this is an intense thing to do. So only do it if you know what you're doing and you can trust yourself with that enough to to do this safely. Because I will have to glue that together after this. Now I've got these shards of it everywhere. Fun! But now it's the time to re-glue the jar. It's not actual glass, it's like a plasticky glass or resin. By the way, so no actual glass used in this video. A plexiglass, not actual glass, this thing. And I'm fine. Just this seemed a little intense to do, but it was worth it if it was for the Crayola crayon to go inside that, and it was for that purpose anyways. So now, the moment you've been waiting for. I will have to trim it a little somehow. Let's try it on Lemon because that's for her. See how much trimming will I do to make it fit better. I think that would work. There we go. And maybe this small tiny piece could be used for... what could I use it for? Have so many options after I've used that for this video. This unusual video. But still. Let's get the crayon inside the dent. Now, I think I made the dent a little too big, but it's better than too small. Anyways, I think I should do it on that piece of cardboard because I do want to make this removable. But I will have to stuff an area that I made the dent just a tiny bit too big. And how much do I want it to stick out? Maybe I'll do a decoration of some sort. Ooh, what about a hat that looks like a dandelion, a Crayola Dandelion Crayon? Like an Eiffel Tower version of a hat. I think I could do that. Actually, it will look more convenient But what about the dents I've made in it? How will that work? Or maybe we're not going to do the Eiffel Tower, although that was just a thought. An idea of how will I make this all work for the video. I think I'm going to add a giant yellow flower to that area. Here are my yellow flower options. This big one is the most similar to the crayon that I have, but it's a little bit very big. I don't know if it will look good with it, but we could try it to see how it is. And there's a little wire. Don't know about this one. All the yellow ones are more orange than the dandelion one, but look a better size for it. Or if I could try it to see if it looks better. They're more orangey, but still work with the dandelion crayon theme. But okay, let's also add another one of these flowers. The more similar colors to the crayon, the better, I think, because you know what theme this is anyways. And I'm hoping that it will glue together, because I did have to break it in half for that special dent in it. That special one that I did on purpose to get the crayon into it. Okay, that's the hat. Let's see if the brim done with the Crayola crayon is the answer to help it glue the hat together forever. Okay, let's get it on. So, I kind of am wondering what will people online say about this fan favorite crayon being turned into a doll hat. But yet, although opinions of other people can get mixed, I'm just doing it to entertain the dandelion fans for fun. It's not meant to be anything against it. It's just pure, light-hearted fun making this, just so you know. And let's also use that flower to also not make this area feel that empty, 'cause I just want to fill out any possible space possible on this hat. Here is a hat for lemon that needs to dry. Oh, and I have a tiny piece of the dandelion crayon that I can still use, but in a different way, which I'm also going to put in this video. And now, time for the smaller part. Lemon's sister Pickles. Pickles is the little sister of Lemon, and I'm going to make another version of her using that little bit of the dandelion crayon. But first, this miniature jar needs this thing removed. Oh, failed at removing it. Oh well, good thing I have extra, just in case. 'Cause it is like a break glass in a case of emergency thing. Okay, that's removed. Now let's remove the interior of it into something. I just have to shake all that contents out of the jar. But these flowers don't want to get out of that jar. Some finally did, but these don't want to. Come on. All the contents have to go. That pink one does not want to be out of that jar. So we just have to leave it. But I will have to break it for the crayon. But how will I break it for the crayon to go inside? Maybe I'll try with those scissors. Those intense scissors. Come on. This tried, but it was not breaking. So I'll have to use a plan B. A different strategy to this. We're going to glue it inside that. And the hook will have to be inserted differently by gluing it on. And glue the crayon on inside. As well, the tiny little piece of it. So I hope this works because this is a tiny dent. I talked about making a dent for the hat, but I have to thin it out for that one, which is kind of messy, but whatever I need done, I will get it done. So let's bring out the piece of cardboard. It is a wax crayon, so I will do it with scissors. to cut it to the right shape to get still a crayon shape, but to fit inside that hole in the jar. Now let's bring the jar back and let's glue the crayon inside. Let's hopefully this will work. Nope. But I could try again. Okay. Will it work? Yes, it did. But it has to be glued in, so it stays there. But how will I make this into a doll head? What approach will I take for this? You may be asking yourself right now, or asking me, not yourself, because this is quite a challenge for me, but at least I have my approach that works. So I'm going to grab this bead. This will be for the head. And the head, well. Let's look at Pickle's head to make sure it's the right. I used the right bead for it. I think this sandy one would do. Let's double check it works, and let's now glue it, and let's after that keep on assembling her body further, because this is wire. I will have to put fabric over that head to make it work, because that started to get more complicated than I expected this one to get, even for a bonus added on top of this video. So please subscribe if you enjoy it. Really on how much effort I put into trying to make that work. Please enjoy and like it for what it is. So hopefully this will dry correctly. And yet I'm starting to get curious. Let's bring the other doll in. And I think I'll use the yellow flower for that. I I think that would be a better solution to make this hat look pretty. The dandelion yellow one with the Crayola crayon inside. Okay, let's do it. And that would be better if I put hair on first. But first I'll have to let this question mark of a doll dry. Looks odd, but let's let it dry and it will look better. The doll dried. And now it's time to make her dandelion colored tulip hat, because I think that's the best approach to this appearance, because I really want it to look good, so that's why I'm using such an approach. So I added glue, and now it's time to glue the hat on, the petals of the tulip on. So that's what I'm doing. Just trying to make it a tulip. So that's what I'm doing. So I glued the petals on accordingly, and I want to add another dandelion colored flower onto her hat to decorate it, as well as some leaves to it for even more decorations before letting it all dry and making her an outfit for the doll. So that's what I'm doing. And then here I'll just put a bead on. So let's see what we can put in there. I think I'll put that there. And this is how it looks like. But I will have to let it dry and give her an outfit. Welcome, Pickles and Lemon. Pickles also has her Crayola Crayon Dandelion in her hat at the top, and so does her sister Lemon. However, I can remove Lemon's hat, and that's it in its whole. The hat is big bit. It's part of the design that I did. And it has the dandelion crayon in it. But this one we cannot remove because it's part of her head. Just like the green one without the crayon or any gimmick in it. But still, please tell me what you think of the doll hats. Especially if you are a fan of Crayola Dandelion, because I'm curious what you Crayola Dandelion Crayon fans are going to say about this. So please tell me what you think of it all. And bye, Chef Tex. See you in another video. Bye.